Hey friends, it's the 6th and I could really use a distraction, so I was just down here to do any type of reaction to make me just think of something else for a while. And when I spun the great wheel of reactions that I have, it actually landed on the latest thing I've been asked to do. And it turns out the song that came out like a couple days ago, which is crazy. It came out like less than a week ago, which I did not expect. I know nothing. I know the band's called Freeze the Fall. They're a rock band, and the song is called VHS. And the reason that it was requested of me is because apparently it's got a horror video, or is about horror. Lots of horror involved. I'm a big horror freak and a big VHS freak, as not on purpose. I'm wearing my Be Kind Rewind shirt. And most of my VHS are still in boxes, my big collection. But I have my modern VHS on display. I still actively collect both old and current VHS. Can show off my nerdiness, hang on. Here it is. This is my modern movies on VHS collection. Question is, do they work? Most of them do. Most of them do actually play. And I currently have another one being delivered soon, which is the Poughkeepsie tapes, which is going to be awesome. There we go. I got a little bit of TV on there. This is Parasite in black and white, which is just strangely cool. Love it. Love these. I do love my WandaVision looking like Pleasantville. So there we go. There's my super goofy collection. I mostly just got because I loved the covers. I mean, look at that Inglourious Bastards. Come on now. Come on now. So awesome. Yeah. As you can see, epitome of cool right here. Anyway, so let's go. I will probably, knowing me, if there are like exact references or things like that in the video, since I am a film nerd, and that's partially why people watch my stuff, I will probably be pausing a lot to have a bunch of horror discussions. So if that's not your jam, all good. Keep going. The next one will be, I don't know, something different. But I'm excited because it's also just a brand new band to me. I think it's they were harder rock, which is not necessarily my like taste. It used to be when I was younger. But also like I really hate it when people will say like, oh, a song's not good just because it's not their genre or taste. Like, it doesn't matter if it's your genre. It matters if it's a good example or a good song within that genre. Anyway, I'm getting on another thing, but I just get annoyed about that. First shot, I'm seeing a VCR, so we're already golden to me. I have my VCRs over there, my other VCRs, and I have 2 VCRs. I have one built into a TV and one that's just freestanding that my buddies got me for Christmas a couple years ago. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, pausing. This is different than I thought it was going to be, so I'm like recalibrating here. This is very different than I thought. Only because with the VHS title, I assumed it was going to be more of like a throwback to like classic VHS era horror. That's very much not, clearly. The nurse, I think that's meant to be, it feels very, I never watched Silent Hill. I've seen a lot of Silent Hill cosplayers at cons, and it feels very Silent Hill nurse related. The guy putting the little tape in looked very, kind of, he had that sort of the glasses like a director of some kind, so I don't know if we're going for like a kind of Last House on Dead End Street, Hills Run Red, kind of like, you know, sort of, I almost said porn, like snuff director kind of a thing. Because then when it went, I was thinking it was going to be shot on video, or appear to look like it was shot on video, but now this looks like, this honestly, it's funny because I think because of the lighting, it's lit very much like a horror film, not like a music video. It almost looks like a song and video that would accompany like a horror movie coming out, like they used to do those all the time, when like every single movie had like an accompanying music video. Like, I'm trying to think of a horror one, and I can't right now, but I'm thinking of like a Wheatus's A Teenage Dirtbag with the movie Loser, or like All Star with Mystery Men, which is not from Shrek, it's from Mystery Men, damn it. Anyway, all that to say, it's lit really well. It is lit like a film. It's shot well. We're going for more of like a 2000s, like late 2000s kind of torture porn vibe. Let's see. That's what I wanted to get. That's a really cool shot. I really like that. I love that, like, I love that the mic is resting on this little like buzzsaw right next to it. That looks very, very cool. I like that a lot. So which means, like, I don't know if that meant to be that, like, the performance is existing inside of the videos and, like, all these horrible things are happening to these people and they're being forced to play, which is kind of fun. I like that little twist. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep going, but I had to pause at this because I really liked that shot. The girl who's tied up looks, I don't know if she naturally looks like this. Obviously, she's, like, tied up and looking up and screaming. But she looks so much like Bridget from Ginger Snaps, which is a great female feminist werewolf film. Great series, too. I feel like Ginger Snaps 2 is incredibly underrated. But yeah, she looks like the main character of that movie a lot. That's really funny. But again, I don't know if she actually does or if it's just that one angle. But wow, that just kind of took me out of it. Oh my god, it's Bridget. Love the carve your name into headlines thing. That just sounds, yeah, I like that line a lot. I love the little puppeteering thing. So, okay, hey kids, let's do a little horror, a horror history lesson here. This very much, these are examples of what nowadays, or I guess not really nowadays, now they're just called like horror films, but in like the 2000s, basically, were always referred to as like the torture porn films, and were looked at as very lesser than. And a lot of people think that's kind of all horror is, which is very much not horror. I think it's one of the most diverse genres that exists. Honestly, there's so many subgenres and subs of those subgenres, and it just gets crazy. But I feel like torture porn is always looked down upon, partially because of the name. Now, the name used to be back like in the, I don't know, like 60s. It was 60s, 70s. They were called like splatter films. I think it was 70s. I want to say George Romero coined that term. I could be wrong. I think he did. Which, you know, blood splatter. That's what they were called. They're called splatter films. Stuff like, Blood Feast. A lot of those Herschel Gordon Lewis films. They were just really over the top and gory, and but it was the 60s, so all the blood was like day glow and ridiculous looking. It all looked like red house paint, which I kind of always find very charming. And then they got a lot more extreme, obviously, in like the 70s, when you got stuff like, especially when the Italians got really into horror. Italian horror in the 70s is crazy. And then with the 80s, you got slasher films, which were a little bit less bloody sometimes, but really I feel like the only difference is, like, I don't know, I guess slasher films were slightly more palatable to people because they were less gory and had some weird sort of moral lesson of, like, if you look at a boob or do drugs, you die. And people also call them very anti-woman, and I've got issues with that because of Final Girls. But anyway, all that to say, that's how they were in the 80s. In the 90s, horror got kind of bloodless for a while. It really didn't have a lot. This is all talking about mainstream horror, not underground horror. Underground horror always did its own damn thing. It did whatever it wanted. And there were crazy shit going on no matter what year you pick. There's some insanely disturbing underground horror like indie horror going on in the 90s. But as far as mainstream goes, pretty bloodless, probably as a reaction to the slasher movement of the 80s. And then as a reaction to how bloodless it got in the 90s, we got the 2000s with like, probably like, when did the first Saw come out? 2005, 2006, something like that. We got the torture porn films, which were like Saw, which really the first Saw is not that gory. We got Hostel, we got Houseless and Corpses, personal fave, all that kind of stuff, which is and also like the Platinum Dunes remakes, which is this company that used to like take older films and just kind of remake them, but add some gore to it and take away a lot of the subtlety. Am I still bitter about the Black Christmas remake? I am. Any Black Christmas remake. Black Christmas, one of my all-time favorite, classic horror films. Huge, I'm gonna say a huge, hot take right here. Personally, I like Black Christmas more than I like the original Halloween. It came out first and got did a lot of the things that Halloween got credit for. So anyway, that's my little tiny tangent of Black Christmas kicks ass, and every remake of Black Christmas is terrible. So for a while, it was just kind of like, the formula was take a film that kind of people know but don't know that much, and then just chuck more gore into it and take out the interesting parts, and there you go. So anyway, all that to say that that is what I believe what they're going for here with the visuals. And it sounded like a little bit with the lyrics. Lyrics are kind of a bit horror heavy as well, which I dig. So yeah, because of the VHS title, I thought it was going to be more 80s or even maybe 70s. Even though VHS was around at the time, when you think of a lot of those, you know, those early VHS horror, it's some 70s stuff too. I'm a little surprised that it was, you know, that we're going for like 2010s. And obviously, like, right now, the biggest horror film of the year is going to be Terrifier 3, which is, I have not seen yet, but if it's anything to go by the rest of them, pretty crazy. So that's cool. I mean, like, it's not like gore is gone anywhere. It just, you know, the tone of it changes. I mean, even then, like, Terrifier 2 is pretty comedic at times, and as much as you had the splatter films, you also had splatstick, which is the subgenre of, again, subgenres of subgenres. Things like some of those early Peter Jackson films, which are hilarious and insane and extremely bloody. So there you go. There's your little mini horror lesson. Look, if I'm here for anything, if I can add anything, it's history of movies. So boom, there you go. So that's how we're rolling here, is it seems to be going a bit hostily. They're also doing a great job of being able to show a lot of blood, but not make it so over the top that, like, it couldn't be shown on, not shown on YouTube. I mean, there are some movies on YouTube, or old movies that have been put on YouTube that are so batshit insane that they're on YouTube. Obviously not monetized, but like, I think the three most horrific films I've ever seen when it comes to like disturbing content, all of them are just sitting for free on YouTube. Isn't that crazy? It's weird. Anyway. I do like the makeup here, or the makeup, you know, the costuming, the little smiley face right there, and a little dash with a little eye. It's cute. No, it's not meant to be cute, but it is. It's cute. I'm loving this now. I kind of love this. That's really cool. I love that they're being forced to perform. I dig that a lot. It reminds me of not they're being forced to perform, but the visual of all of them look kind of fucked up while they're playing is one of the latest VHS films. VHS, like the series, not the media. Was it 94 or 99? I think it was, I don't remember. The one where they find this like this like rock band of girls that all like this like punk rock band, and they're like zombies, and then performing. It looks all fucked up. It looks like that a little bit. Does that mean those kids in the torture chamber is the band? They're little babies. Wow, they sound great. Especially the lead singer's got such a mature voice. My goodness me. I mean, I don't know. I'm 36. Everything looks like a baby to me, but they look like babies. And also, which kind of works too, because they look young enough to be the victims in those kind of films, which is cool. I love the makeup job on her face that kind of looks like almost like a cracked doll, which looks almost kind of Coraline's momish. It also makes me think of this fantastic short film called Dolls with Attitudes, if you want a really interesting movie about what it does to a girl to have to just keep smiling and not be able to share their pain out loud. Dolls with Attitude is a really, really great one. And then we've got I didn't look to see, I'm assuming that's a guitar, so I'm assuming she's playing bass. Kind of with the little straps coming out of her, looks kind of Hellraiser-y, like they're hooks. I also love that when they were torturing them that we got, you know, the singer go for her voice, the drummer cut off an arm, and really just like going for the kill is kind of fantastic. And as for the music, like I said, this is not my taste in music. This is not my kind of music, but it was back when I was like 14. And I feel like I would have totally liked this band because, like I said, like, well, it's not, I mean, I'm, you know, in my 30s, I listen to like folk rock now. I've taken it very acoustic in my older years. But 1000%, when I was into stuff like, my brain can't think right now, like Chevelle or the Deftones or, Glassjaw, there are others, I just right now can't think of any band names. I would 1000% have liked this band and would have been excited that it's got a female lead singer who sounds like she kicks ass. Yeah, no, I'm digging it. It's very creative. I love is the chair he's in, is that like an electric chair or is it like IVs stuck to him, sticking out of him? Oh, really just a cool look, man. I dig it. To the memory. So love me and you'll fly. Carve your name into headlines. So we do have a little guy in the front, the director. Okay, so is this meant to be like is this meant to be sort of like a kind of snuff film thing? If they're gonna die at the end, which here's horror movie lesson the second. Look, if you came to be talking about a thing with horror, you knew I was gonna just mostly talk about horror films. Horror movie lesson the second. Or just fucked up lesson. So there are a lot of horror films, not a lot, but some that deal with like the concept of snuff films. But if snuff films are specifically when someone supposedly they don't exist, or if they do exist, there's no technical proof, but they probably do. Someone dying on camera for the specific purpose of being killed on camera, specifically to be sold. So like something like a serial killer who videotapes their crimes, like Leonard Lake and Charles Zhang or someone like that. They recorded their crimes because they just were sick and wanted to. They didn't plan on then selling those tapes, so the people didn't die for that, therefore not snuff. But like movies like Video Violence, or Video Violence also shot on video, looks like garbage, as they all do, or the Guinea Pig films, the Guinea Pig Japanese series, or I guess August Underground, but I don't think they were just recorded. They're meant to just be someone who's like recording their murder spree. I don't think that the characters in August Underground were going for selling it, but it's meant to look snuff filmy. It's that kind of sub-genre again, which they didn't really have too much of back in the day. They had a couple. There's this movie called Snuff. It's really just like a shitty film they then tagged a snuff ending onto for no reason. I think Last House on Dead End Street. It's very Last House on Dead End Street. It has that vibe. And then, but it's kind of also like that stuff mixed with like things like Faces of Death, which are more like Mondo films, which are like a mix of real footage and fake footage, and they suck and I hate them and they're a bummer to watch. Yeah, it just takes it up more and more extreme stuff in the horror world. And I feel like the vibe's supposed to be very snuff related, which, you know what, I really wish that my one critique of this video is I wish that at least these parts where they're showing the band performing could have been shot on video. That would have been great. I know like maybe you don't have a camcorder to do that, because shot on video has a special shitty quality to it that's just, love it. That would have been great if it was properly shot on VHS, or at least made to look like it was shot on VHS. Doesn't mean handheld, it means shoot it. At least to look like it's on VHS, meaning just look like garbage. Would have been fun. Don't do the whole video like that, totally get it, but at least this performance, as in like the dude who's making it is shooting it on VHS, which makes sense because he put in a little VHS earlier. That would have been cool. Am I babbling? Yeah, because I'm depressed and I just want to talk about horror. And when this is done, I'll probably go watch a horror movie because it's cathartic. So fuck it. This is just water. I can't even say I'm drunk. I really, really, really like that, man. That looks cool as fuck. I dig it. Oh, man. She has stuff wrapped around her. Almost like she has barbed wire around her. Little drummer boy. I love the slap with the gore on that's fucking cool. And yeah, okay, so he had both his arms cut off. They're all reattached. I don't know if we're going for an idle hands thing where you can't control his arms. He looked a little out of it. That's fucking cool. Hell yeah. I want to know what's on the Rot video. Probably nothing great, but I'm curious. Yeah, and the ending, I think with all the TV especially, very much reminds you of the VHS series, which I have mixed feelings about, but I like at least the more recent ones, except Beyond, which I haven't watched yet. And it also reminds me of Creep, which is a really great series, Creep 1 and 2, and apparently is going to get a TV series, which is fucking nuts, but I'm really excited, which are found footage films that are really great. I really, really like those movies. They're fantastic. So there you go. You know what? That song was like, I was kind of like, yeah, I could respect this. It's not for me, but I get it. But actually, that song I was kind of getting into it by the end. That was fun. And I have no concept of how old those people are. I feel like every time I look at someone, I'm like, you're like 18. They're like, I'm 25. And then I have to go sit down. So I don't know how old they are. But I will say that However, they sound really good. Yay for chick lead and with a great voice. And yeah, I don't know, I dug it, man. It was really cool. I thought that was fun as hell. Am I a little bummed that it wasn't like VHS a little bit, but I also love seeing young horror fans who just go for it. Heck yeah. No one should ever gatekeep. No one should ever gatekeep film at all. Definitely no one should ever gatekeep horror. Bring all the youngins into horror. I get so mad when like I'll talk about like a rare film or an indie film or something like that, and then someone goes like, no, don't. When I do that on TikTok all the time. I recommend films. Someone will be like, no, don't tell the youngins about that. And I'm like, fuck you. If people don't know about these old weird films, then people will stop watching them and then they'll just kind of disappear, and that's sad, man. No. It's awesome. What's that line from John Waters, that quote I love so much? I can't remember what it was. Something like, live your life, watch a fucked up movie. Yeah, anyway. So there you go. This was, kind of me talking about the video, mostly just me ranting about horror, but like, what'd you expect? Still, that was very fun, and you know what? It gave me something else to think about for a while, so it did its job. Thank you. And thank you, Freeze the Fall. That was kind of cool. I would be curious, like, I don't know how much I'm gonna, like, listen to the music, on my headphones or anything, but I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on seeing if they come out with more videos. Clearly, they're like, I don't know if they came up with the concept or if like a director or someone was like, hey, this would be really fun with the with your song. I'm not sure, but if it was their kind of concept that they like, that other people help them execute, hell yeah, I'm into just seeing more cool videos they come out with, because that was cool as heck. All right, that's all. Bye, everybody.